The home is often not only the place where a person's or a family's memories are, but it's also the most valuable asset that many families have. So I get the question all the time, what's going to happen to the house if I need to go into skilled nursing care as I get older and I go on Medicaid because that's the only way to pay thousands of dollars every single month to get the care that is necessary. I'm Patrick Cawley with Keystone Elder Law in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, and I've already made one video on this subject. I think it's entitled, Will I Lose My House If I Go on Medicaid? This is a variation on that video because someone recently asked me about a husband and wife. Both of their names are on the deed to the house. Husband is currently in a nursing home with Medicaid paying thousands of dollars a month for husband's care. So what happens if wife at home wants to sell the property and then use the proceeds to move into some sort of downsizing arrangement that's better for her? If both names are on the property, that's a problem, because what happens then if husband has too much money to qualify for Medicaid and he still needs the care that he's getting in the nursing home? So the answer is actually pretty easy. Under the Medicaid rules, a husband or a wife can transfer to the other spouse any property without any penalty or disruption of Medicaid benefits. Don't try doing that for children. Don't transfer to other people, but spouses can transfer assets between each other. So the answer to that question is deed the house over from husband and wife to just the wife. And then without the Medicaid recipient, the husband, on the deed, wife can sell the property, keep all of the proceeds, and there will be no disruption to the husband's Medicaid. And if they did nothing, what happens if the wife at home were to pass away first? You would normally think someone's on Medicaid, they're getting skilled nursing care, maybe they're going to pass away first, and maybe that's how it will go. But doing nothing, what happens if wife at home suddenly died? Well, now with both names on the deed, the husband in the skilled nursing care on Medicaid is now the sole owner of that property. Medicaid will overlook that property for eligibility purposes, but at the end of the husband's life as a Medicaid recipient, the Medicaid state agency will have to show up at probate and say, we're a creditor for a couple $100,000. We're forcing the sale of that house, and we are getting paid back for all of the care that we've been paying for all along. So bottom line is, with a married couple, just as soon as possible, get the Medicaid recipient's name off of the deed by transferring it to the other spouse. If you're watching this video and you're wondering, well, what about a single person, someone who was never married, someone who was divorced, someone whose spouse passed away already? Well, there it's a little more complex because there's nobody you can transfer it to without a penalty. The bottom line there is plan way ahead in advance to save 100% of the value of that home by putting it into a Medicaid compliant trust to protect that asset. I can't emphasize that enough. For a single person, Medicaid trusts are really important, but you have to plan years ahead to save 100% of the value of that home. Otherwise, it becomes part of this Medicaid complication. But there are still things we can do in that case. Single person on Medicaid in a nursing home will probably have to sell the house and then do our best to save at least 50% of the value, the proceeds, by giving it to children and so forth. But that's another topic for another video. It gets pretty complicated from there on. So I would urge people who are single and may need to go into skilled nursing care to plan ahead with a trust to protect the value of the home. But for married couples, we still have the option of a transfer from one spouse to the other to get it out of the Medicaid complications, and then to allow the spouse in the community to do whatever he or she wants to do with the property. If you have other questions, you can contact me at info@Keystone Elder Law or ask questions in the comment section.